Good evening. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhu Das. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and certified international educational and training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and wall knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game, website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website, www.edioigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. So create your account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy our feature. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate on live quiz competition on our website. We replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, then you can download your certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, then you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, we participate in an award function which organizes common support with IGP. You can download that also. You can easily prepare and download 18 types of research certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2020, 2021 and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Management Tool, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, The New Trend in Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, Upskill Organizational Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research and Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art in Teaching and Special Program in the Art, Certificate of Participation Education by President 21st Century Tool in Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you have to participate in 1,000 plus international activities with verified e-certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our free plus free service website for free and many more. Dear IGP will be we promised previously, but lack of taking our problem, we are late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to correct your previous condition. We solve all issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check it report for all of the details. It's a cordial request to check all button and pages on our website. Surely I can say you will be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, we are going to start our 1633 webinar. And now it's a very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Am
ma'am.
I
I can hear you.
okay? Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening from here in the Philippines. Okay, let me just share my presentation. Okay, is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. The
Okay,
stage
good
is yours. You
evening.
can accept the presentation now.
Okay, so tonight I'm going to discuss with you fighting the stigma, understanding mental disorders. Hold on just a bit. Okay, let me just. Okay, present. Okay, so these are the lessons that we are going to tackle today. I would like to discuss with you what is stigma, what is mental disorder, what qualifies a person to be called with mental disorder, what separates normal from abnormal behavior, how to support people with mental disorder, what are the examples of stigma against people with psychological disorders, what are the harmful effects of mental health stigma, and what can we do to break the stigma? So, first, let me discuss with you what is stigma. Stigma is when a person sees you in a negative way because you have different traits that may be a disadvantage. This can also be seen when family, friends, coworkers, or others do not show understanding to a person who seem to be different than they are. In addition, this happens when a person is defined by their mental illness instead of who they are as a person. Like, say, for example, when a person is having trouble mentally, sometimes they are seen to be weak or that they are just acting or pretending to have a mental disorder. These are just among a few examples of stigma, and this is why I want to discuss this because sadly, a lot of people all over the world are experiencing this and are being victimized by the stigma. So, what is a mental disorder? A mental disorder is a condition that affects a person's way of thinking, mood, feeling, and behavior. Some disorders are occasional, while some are long lasting. This means that when a person is actually suffering from mental disorder, it doesn't mean that there is no hope or that they will not get better anymore. Well, there are just a few things that is happening within them that they have to deal with. Sometimes it might last a long time, but there are cases that it can be, cured after a few months or years. So, mental disorders can affect one's social and occupational functioning. So, if before this person has been outgoing and likes, seeing her friends, then all of a sudden she doesn't want to meet with them anymore. So obviously that person is suffering from something that is affecting her social functioning. Also occupational, which means that if a person has refused to, attend work or school, and doesn't want, and cannot function the way she used to function. Okay, that means that her occupational functioning is being affected. But unlike physical disorders, mental disorders cannot easily be seen and recognized. I'm sure that you would all agree with what I'm saying, because sometimes people may appear to be happy, people may appear to be okay, then all of a sudden they will just break down. Unlike physical disorders like measles or chickenpox, it is easy for us to see it with the signs and symptoms, and it is appearing on the skin, so it is hard to miss. But mental disorders is something that might be creeping for a long time, and it might be too late for a person to realize it, or other people to realize it, that a person is suffering from this disorder. So, what qualifies a person to be called with mental disorder? Of course, for a person to be qualified, mental health care professional must determine or must give a diagnosis through interviewing or finding out the history of the symptoms of a person. So, when the symptoms affect their daily functioning, they may be diagnosed with a disorder, like they can't work properly anymore, they are always late for work, and they cannot sleep, or other things that are not their usual behavior, but it is appearing. Okay, so this is something that we should consider and that we have to be aware of. So what separates normal from abnormal behavior? We have to be aware of the 4Ds. Okay, the 4Ds of abnormal behavior are the following. One is deviance, which means a person suddenly change in a negative way, that if this person seems to be, nice and always positive in the past, and all of a sudden now being so dark and negative, and that person is going against the rules and regulations or the laws and policies. Okay, so we can see that there is deviance there, that something has greatly changed. And then if the person is going through a lot of distress, another D, um, in a way that this person cannot think straight or properly, that there are a lot of things going on in her head that might be boggling and might be confusing for her. So that's another D that we have to look after. And then the dysfunction happens when um, the person seems to be not functioning in a normal way, like the way she used to do. Like there's a social dysfunction, like what I mentioned earlier, that she no longer wants to be part of the group, she no longer wants to go out with her friends, or occupational dysfunction, that she no longer wants to work or go to school, and other things that is quite obviously, changing within her. Again, lastly, danger to herself or to himself, or danger to other people. Like if a person is like self-harming, or causing injury to other people, that is something that we have to look after, because um, danger is really not a good sign. That's why we have to be really aware of these signs and symptoms. Now, if you met someone or if you know someone who might actually seem to be suffering from mental disorder, what can we do? Okay, there are a few things that we can actually do. Say, you might think that I'm not a professional, I'm not someone who can, um, offer a proper help to this person. What can I do? Of course, you can do something like listen without judgments. You know, when you listen without judgment, when someone talks to you because they are bothered, they are confused, they are feeling down, just listen to them. You don't need to um, express your opinion or give unsolicited advice or tell them that, oh, I told you I'm right about this. You don't need to be condescending about anything. You just have to listen to that person and try not to make them feel bad about their situation. Okay? The next one is that you have to avoid confrontation. If a person, approach you feeling really, really down, and that this person doesn't know what is she going to do next. Okay, even if there are a few things that you're right about before this happened, you don't need to confront the person that you were right and she was wrong. No, you just have to let that person, be with you for the meantime, talk to you if there are a few things that she wants to outburst or she wants to share with you, and just be there. Okay, you don't need to confront the situation right away. You don't need to confront the person that say by saying that I told you so, I told you so, I was right. You don't need to do those things. Also, you have to concentrate on their needs at the moment. What is it that they actually need? Maybe at the moment, the only thing that they need is your presence. Maybe right at that moment, the only thing that they want is for you to just listen to them. Maybe what would help them is just water and air. Okay, so if that is what they need, just give it to them. Or maybe a pat on the back will do, or an encouraging word. And by saying that, also you have to encourage them to seek professional help. You tell them that I want to help you more. I want to be here for you, but I think you might be needing more than that. I think it would be better if you will consult a professional, a counselor, a psychologist, a therapist, whoever. Okay, because, well, if you don't know what to do, maybe a professional can help the situation. Also, ask them what would help them. Ask them what is it that they need or they want, or who is it that who is the person they need to talk to. And also, don't try to diagnose or second guess their feelings. Don't appear like an all knowing person who knows what they're going through. For all you know, maybe their thoughts are just too disorganized at the moment, too confusing at the moment, that what they want is for you to just sit there and not to tell them what's wrong with them. Okay, and diagnosing them is not your job. Okay, if you want to know whatever diagnosis they have, encourage them to seek for professional help. So what are examples of stigma against people with psychological disorders? People with psychological disorders are sometimes seen to be violent and dangerous, that they are people who will approach others in a way that is scary, and that they will be willing to hurt other people. But actually, not all people with psychological disorders are like that. Some are actually quiet, timid, they just want to be left alone, they want the isolation. So it is a wrong thing for us to say that they're violent and dangerous. Some people think they are crazy, like they're lunatics, or that um, their mind is, you know, not not right. Okay, well, it is not something that we can call them because maybe they're going through something, but that is not their label. That doesn't mean that they are their disorders or that they're crazy. Also, some people think that they're incompetent in a way that because they have psychological disorders, they are um, not smart or intelligent, that they are not capable of accomplishing anything. But, you know, maybe they are feeling disturbed for a moment, or maybe they really have a psychological disorder. But some of them are really, really intelligent, brilliant people. And we have to, give them a chance and to show their talent, to show their intellect, in order for us to see that they are also, gifted with these skills. Also, another stigma is that they are, taught to be faking it. Like they are just acting and pretending and seeking for attention. Actually, psychological disorders are something that you cannot just fake, because it is not fun to fake it. Okay, and it is hard to fake it. When if a person with psychological disorder, or anyone, wouldn't want to be, taught to have psychological disorder, so why would anyone fake it, right? Okay, you have to believe that when someone approach you, you have to believe that person to be seeking for help, and you have to listen before it's too late. Also, another stigma is hopeless. They are seen to be hopeless, like there's no hope for them to get better. That some people think that if a person has psychological disorder, it is something that is uncurable, untreatable, and that no one gets better. But that is false. To be honest, a lot of people can actually get better, even if they have been having psychological disorders for a long time. Also, they are taught to be lazy and just making excuses. That's why they are uh, pretending that they have psychological disorders. But actually, especially those with depression who cannot, sometimes they have this episodes when they don't want to get out of the room, and that they just want to, stay asleep for as long as they can, and they don't want to talk to anyone. That is not laziness. That is something that we can say there is a strong struggle in there that this person is going through, and that this person have to fight at that moment. That's why you have to give time to a person with that episode, or with a psychological disorder. And lastly, they are taught to be cowardly. That the reason why they wanted to commit suicide, or that they want to disappear from the world, is because they are too coward, too weak, and that the only thing they know is just to escape. But the truth is, psychological disorder can make a person feel, in pain, that they just want that pain to disappear. Not their life to disappear, but their pain to disappear. And in order to do that, sometimes they have to, you know, um, end their lives. Okay, so it's not cowardly. Maybe they have been fighting for their life for a long time. They have been struggling for a long time, and it's just too much for them to bear. And it's hard to win the battle. That's why they sometimes decide for their life to end. Okay, I know some of us are finding it so easy to judge other people without really knowing them, without really, you know, understanding their situation. That's why we have this kind of webinar. So, what are examples of, what are the effects actually of the stigma against people with psychological disorder? They are excluded socially. They are mocked or called weak for having a mental disorder. They are discriminated and not given the same opportunity, and more. Okay, they experience social isolation. They sometimes feel that they have low self-esteem, or sometimes they even have it for a long time. They live with low self-esteem. Also, there are people who feel really hopeless about what they're going through, that they feel that there's no hope, there's no cure, and that they will die with it. Also, they feel shame about it, even though they should not, but they feel shame about it because people no longer wants to be around them. And also, most of them avoid treatment and do not believe. Many people suffering from psychological disorders believe that they're untreatable, that they're unhelpable, that they cannot, that there's no cure for what they're going through. That's why they would rather, stay isolated. And many people are having worsening symptoms. What else? Most of them are being unemployed, and many companies wouldn't accept them because of their psychological disorder. um, some of them are having difficulties with social relationships, whether friendly or romantic, because many are leaving them behind because of their episodes, their possibly attacks. It's really difficult to deal with them. That's why. And also, they have the belief that they'll never succeed. And many are bullying them or experiencing that they're being bullied and experiencing physical violence or harassment, and receiving fewer opportunities for school or social activities. So, what can we do to break this stigma? Now that you have heard, or now that you actually listen to this webinar, maybe this is the time for you to talk openly about mental health. Like, if someone approach you, you encourage them to talk to you openly. You tell them that it's okay, that you are experiencing this. It's okay that you want to get over with this, and I understand what you're going through. Just talk to me. I'll be here to listen to you. So do not shame them. Just listen to them and tell them that it's okay to talk about it. Also, inform yourself and others about mental disorders. Like, if you have read about it or listened to something like this webinar today, tell people about what you've learned, because through this you are educating, and you are helping more people to become more aware about this mental health stigma. And lastly, you have to choose your words carefully. That every words can actually make or break a person. If you will not be sensitive, or if you have nothing good to say, might as well just do not open your mouth, because sometimes words are just too much for someone to bear. And sometimes words are more lingering than physical pain. So you have to be careful of the people you're talking to and the words that you will be using towards them. Also, encourage equality. There's a lot of people who are discriminating those with psychological disorders. So Try to encourage them and tell them that they also deserve, you know, to be treated properly, and be compassionate towards them, be kind towards them, towards everyone, not only with up to people with psychological disorders. Show them that all of us deserve kindness and to be treated fairly. And lastly, choose empowerment over shame. You know, build up a person, give them encouraging words, show up for them, and also give them the, the pat at the back, and the praises, and um the feedback, the positive feedback that they will be needing. Okay, than to humiliate them or embarrass them or shame them. Remember this. Let me leave you with this quote. The strongest people are not those who show strength in front of the world, but those who fight and win battles that others do not know anything about. That is from Jonathan Harnish of The Brutal Truth. Because all of us are going through a lot, all of us have battles to win on our own, and all of us are trying to win it. That's why you have to see people as strong people. People are brave people, and we are all trying to survive this world. Okay, so that will be all for now. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you learned from my discussion.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back to our participant. There are GP knowledge seeker. Please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear RGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Our first question is from Leotrim. How does mental health Sigma intersect with other forms of discrimination and prejudice such as racism, sexism, homophobia, and ableism?
Oh, okay. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. Oh, thank you very much for that question, Mr. or Miss Braha. How does mental health stigma different? Or does that is that the question? Is it dif- different from other form of discrimination? Hello? Oh, anyway. Okay, to answer that question, if my understanding is correct, when we say stigma, again, no, it is a negative stereotype, while discrimination is the behavior that results from this negative stereotype. So if a person is, just thinking about that person as like, if for mental health stigma, if that person is being taught to be weak, and because of that they are not giving them the job because they are taught to be weak, then that is considered to be discrimination. I mean, that's how I see it. Okay, if my understanding of your question is correct.
Thank you so much,
Hello.
ma'am, for your answer. Ma'am, again, question from you team. What are some of the most challenging or difficult aspects of dealing with mental health stigma, and how should we cope with these challenges?
Okay, so if if you are asking with regards to if you are the one who is experiencing that stigma, the way for you to deal with it, like if you are being called this, or if you are being called like crazy or weak or that and this and that, um, well, to deal with that, you have to really, talk to people you can trust. You have to be also very careful when people are treating you differently. Make sure that you have the right social support. Um, if you can, also, I'm encouraging you to seek for professional help. Okay, that I think that's how you will be able to face the challenges um, connected to mental health stigma. If you're the one who's suffering from it, but if you know someone who is having or receiving these kinds of stigma, then I think my discussion was able to answer that question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Ma'am, our next question is from Lema. How does mental psychology disorder to be treated?
Oh, okay. Um, Actually, psychological disorder is not a single word. Like, there are so many different kinds of psychological disorders, and they are to be treated differently. Okay, there are a lot of strategies, techniques to be used. Also, some might actually require medication and psychiatric assistance. So, in order for you to be treated, you have to consult a professional for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Ma'am, again a question from Liutrim. What are some of the most positive or superlative experience that you had in dealing with mental health stigma, and how made this experience helpful or beneficial? Beneficial.
Beneficial. Okay. So I used to have clients who are experiencing mental health stigma, and of course, through psychotherapy, I was able to help them manage and deal with these stigma that are being associated with them. So I think for me, that is the most positive and supportive experience I was able to impart my clients with.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Ma'am, there is no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time in
Thank you very
IGP. We
much.
have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you, ma'am. Take care. Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. For some technical problem, we cannot continue the quiz session from our website. So to join the quiz session, you have to go www.slido.com and the code is 1904435. I repeat the code 1904435. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 21 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is to understand the mental disorder of the natter, and Gilman, we would use the option 1 or option 2. Option 1, mythological approach. Option 2, psychological approach. Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Jeffrey is holding the first position. Our second question is period of method used to understand mental process, health, and disorder, though therapeutic conversation. Option 1, who is Sigmund Freud? Option 2, who is Sigmund Freud? Option 2 is the right answer. 86% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our third question is understanding a mental disorder involves a combination of dash dash and or dash. Option 1, biological, psychological and social factors. Option 2, though feeling and or behaviors. Option 1 is the right answer. 61% people are right here in the leaderboard. Alex is holding the first position. Our fourth question is mental disorder characterized by abnormal social behavior and failure to understand reality. Option 1, dementia. Option 2, is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 91% people are right here in the leaderboard. Alex is holding the first position. Our fifth question is PTSD is a common and debilitating mental disorder. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here in the leaderboard. Alex is on sixth question is thyroid disorder of lack of mental and psychological growth, large short tongue and prosal facial characteristics. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 35% people are right here in the leaderboard. Evelyn is holding the first position. Our seventh question is this mental disorder is represented by repeated distribute and unwanted thoughts. Option 1, panic disorder. Option 2, OCD. Option 2 is the right answer. 70% people are right here in the leaderboard. Evelyn is holding the first position. Our eighth question is can believe time in a mental capability to understand dash dash and dash in experience. Option 1, past, present and future. Option 2, before, after and simultaneous. Option 2 is the right answer. 78% people are right here in the leaderboard. Flami is holding the first position. Our ninth question is mental health and mental disorder are the same. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 87% people are right here in the leaderboard. Flami is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the session is if related personality and mental disorder. Option 1, projective test. Option 2, thematic appreciation test. Option 2 is the right answer. 1 is the right answer and no one is right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, write to your goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like button, I again want to thank all our GP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.